Hi guys and welcome back to my F1 driver career mode, and we have a secret meeting, but before that we are going to see what are those failures we got into development. And for the aerodynamics, we have a failure in a minor rear downforce, and our aerodynamics is at last. And now let's get into the secret meeting. Let's see which team is approaching us. So the team is Williams. So we are being approached by a team which is worse than us. Look at that. Albon is on 17th and Sargent in 20th. We have a much better position than the Williams, but still we are going to continue these talks and see if any other team tries to approach us. But for now, let's get into our race weekend, which is going to be the first sprint weekend of this season in Miami. And for the SQ1, for our first run, we go with a 130.6 or in P5, which is a really amazing lap for us. But as you can see, we are just in front of Ocon and Tsunoda, which means everyone hasn't actually did any kind of run. So we take one lap extra and then again go for a last run into SQ1 and into turn 1C. We are trying to peek out everything from this car, taking every curve we can, gaining around 1.5 tenths into sector 1, and till the end of lap on the back straight we have gained around 1.1 second in the lap, because look at that, the overcast conditions has gone, the sun is out, and the track is much grippier. With 1.2 seconds we are into P2. We are P2 in the SQ1, which isn't going to mean anything for now, but we are into SQ2, and so our teammate is also in SQ2. But for SQ2 we have rain. Yes, we are into rain, and intermediate tires are required for this, so we are trying to take it easy, tiptoeing around, trying to find any kind of grip. So we are getting out of hand here and there because our setup is actually a dry setup, because it's not going to rain into the sprint race. But into the last corner, let's see, well, technically a last heartbreaking corner, and we are look at that wheel spin. But we are still trying to see if we can do anything in this qualifying. Right now we are P8, 3 tenths behind Leclerc, and let's see what is going to be the race. It's not that I didn't want to go out for another run, but actually the track got wetter and wetter, and it was supreme wet at the end. And if you can see, Sainz was out of SQ2. Because of that, he was caught out with going only on mediums and not onto inters, but into SQ3. Look at that, the weather is on full wets, which isn't going to be good for us because we haven't done any kind of running on wets. And with the dry setup, AI surely will be better than us with analog controls. But we will try to get something in this race. Look at that, Oscar Piastri with a 142.2. We taking it easy, trying not to go on the curves a little bit. So we are just taking the corner, and we have taken damage because we are getting out of hand everywhere. But into these slow speed corners just under the freeway, the good thing about this track is, because of this bridges in over the circuit, we get to put power down a little better than everyone else. Well, not everyone else, but every other track. But we are trying to hunt for those wet patches to keep the tires cool and calm. And into the last heartbreaking corner, we are just trying to get at least one lap in. But as you can see, because this is SQ3, we are only going to get one lap in. And let's see what it's good for. Only P10. We are 1.9 seconds behind everyone else, and because we have front wing damage, we are not going to be able to do another lap on this circuit. And look at that, we are 2.8 seconds behind the P1. And so for the sprint race, your pole position is Max Verstappen, and with him starting in P2 will be Lewis Hamilton. It's going to be Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton again.
Welcome
so let's
to today's
get into sprint
This
race.
is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. with great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Ali, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Sainz, Joe, Gasly, Albon, Bottas, Russell and Logan Sargent. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. I don't want to, but we should look at their recent performances, and I think poor is a universal word to describe them. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information.
So, into the sprint race, we are going to start on mediums and we are starting P10. It's a good qualifying for us, but as you know, Haas isn't good on his race tires. But let's go 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are going to go for the first sprint race of the season. We get a good launch against Alonso. Look at that. Norris already in front of Hamilton with that amazing launch. We try to make it 4 wide. Alonso going out of the corner. Perez and Piastri has made a mistake. We try to go side by side with Alonso. Alonso has given us a big thump there and we are gone down to P8 just behind Piastri and Alonso. Stroll will try to overtake us, but we keep it. We keep our P8, but we are just trying to make it. It looks like we didn't get any kind of damage because of that. We just trying to make it for us right now. Trying to keep Stroll behind and Tsunoda behind, which are much faster car than us for right now. We will using every DRS percentage we have, but at least we have made it for now. But into lap 3, Stroll behind us with the help of his DRS is going to overtake us with ease. And look at that, how much bigger gap he made, and we are just going to try to stick behind him and get his DRS, get into his DRS and keep in front of Tsunoda and Ocon, who are still right now faster than us, because we are only faster than the Williams and the Alfa Romeo on paper, but on paper doesn't matter for it right now. We are with DRS, going to get that DRS in front of Stroll. We won't make any kind of drag home from Stroll because he is a much faster car, and our fight is not with us. Our fight is with the people behind. Well, it's not really people behind because we qualified so well that our race pace isn't going to match with the qualifying we did. But we are still going to make something in this race, trying to get our first point in this race into lap 4. We have made it for now into P9. Let's see if we can keep this position or gain onto the other people's misfortune. Let's see. Ocon is closing up to us. We are just trying to keep it at least on the track, but we have made a mistake into these S's, and because of that, Tsunoda is just behind us, and we go a little bit wide into this corner, trying to make a little bit grip there, but we didn't get any grip there. We are trying to use ERS, but it's not going to work because Tsunoda has DRS and we have to let him through so that we can get DRS on the back straight and overtake him there. But Tsunoda is still the faster car than us, and look at that, we go into the back of Tsunoda because Tsunoda is trying to stay there. and we go a little bit wide onto the chicane, and we have cut the chicane because of it, and we get a warning for corner cutting. It's a good thing we didn't get any penalty because it would have ruined our sprint race, but we are still trying to keep there. And on to lap 6, Tsunoda has pulled out his gap from 1 second, and we are not going to get any kind of DRS now, and Ocon will get DRS, and I think he will easily overtake us. Look at that, Tsunoda has overtaken us. Sainz, who got out into SQ2, still behind us on lap 7, but we are still trying to defend against them, and Ricardo and Sainz really fighting us with the help of DRS. We can't fight them, and we have touched with Ricardo touching the barrier too, but we have maintained our P10 there and trying to keep it civil so that we don't get too much damage after the attack we got from Alonso in the start. Just trying to keep these tires any kind of grip because the tires are dead, let me tell you, because the sprint race is a problem for us because the medium tires doesn't like to work with this Haas car, and Ricardo inside has gotten us with ease there into the braking because we do not have any tire wear left on lap 7 at the end of lap 7 into lap 8, but we are still on to the straight. We are going into braking, trying to overtake Ricardo with a much better grip on the outside, taking it easy. We see we get still a wheel spin, and Max Verstappen is out of the race, which is going to be a big problem for them, but we go wide there and get a wheel spin because of that. Sainz with easily has overtaken us. Gasly has overtaken us. We will still try to keep any kind of people in behind us with Magnussen, who is our teammate. We have to win against our teammate. We have to win against him because onto our first race of the season, we were told to give position back to him. And onto the braking, we have overtaken Gasly again, and we are going around the outside to overtake Sainz, but Sainz has easily overtaken us with a much better Ferrari. But on lap 9, going on to lap 10, Charles Leclerc has gone out of the sprint race. Another DNF for a big major team, and because of that we will gain one position, which will be P11. We are just there in behind Sainz, so that we can keep that position in front of Joe into the taking it easy, because look at that 36% tire wear. We are feeling that tire wear because Joe with a much better DRS and have lot of ERS, and we have made contact with Gasly. We have made a contact with Gasly, and because of which we are going to be out of the sprint race on the last lap of the sprint race. And look at that. I don't think it's Pierre Gasly's fault. I think it was our fault. We just couldn't able to hold it, and we went into Pierre Gasly, which is a shame because we were doing really good. We were on to some good race result for us with into P11, but because of that crash we are out of the race, and we are P18. And Lando Norris won that sprint race because of Max Verstappen's misfortune, and that's amazing. Let's get into the qualifying for the main race. Let's get into it. And if you can see this, look at that, the Q1 is also wet because both the qualifying sessions are wet, but both the race sessions are dry. So we have to keep a dry setup onto the wet track. And you can see this track, it's almost for super wets, but we are just trying to see if we can get any kind of time here, and we are P5 just in front of our teammate. But we are going to learn this track as we keep going, and we are again we took out a one out lap there, and again we are going on to another push lap here on the same inters. We see, look at that, into turn 1 we have already get 2 tenths and 5 tenths already. Look at that, and we get a big slide here. Just catching that slide, we are still, even after that slide we were still 3 tenths up, and into the last this slow corner sections we are already a second up, and we are on to the back straight. We are 1.1 second up, and we got a proper middle sector. We are just trying to get out of Q1. We don't know what we will get into Q2. But our main objective right now is get out of Q2, and as we have taken over the seat of Mr. Nico Hülkenberg, we are going to keep that amazing qualifying streak of his keep going. Let's see what we get with 1.8 second gain. We are into P3 with only 100ths of a second behind Max Verstappen, who was into P1, but our teammate into P19 is out of the session and into Q2. Look at that, we are for the first run, we are 139.5, which is P5 in front of Hamilton, but it's not going to be enough. On to the last lap of our Q2. We have to improve, because it's right now it's P8. Here we are 1/10 behind our time, which was our first lap. But into this tight and twisty circuit, we have to get a lot of time. We have to get a lot of time so that we can improve in this sector and look at that. We are just almost crashed there, but into the back straight, taking the curve, taking too much curve, but still we are even if after that we were purple in the second sector, but we are still 700 slower than our first lap. Can we make this? Can we make into Q3 and into the last corner, taking it easy there? Well, it's technically a last heartbreaking corner, and onto the curve, getting out of hand, and going on to the last corner. We did not improve, but can we get out of Q2? We are out for Q2 into Q3 with P8. Nobody else improved, and even we didn't improve. Fernando Alonso was on first, and into Q3, still it's wet. It's really wet still, but we are going to make something. Only 30 seconds remain into the session. The reason we didn't go out, we didn't do any run, is because we didn't have any new sets of interest left to us, and qualifying is over right now. People are still improving, but can we get anything into the race? We are still green our first sector, and this part of the circuit is where I gain the most time against the AI, so we are going to take it easy so that we don't try to do too much here and still get some onto the second curve. Not too much curve taken there, and trying to go onto the back straight, getting a really good exit there, and because it's under the bridge, we get amazing traction there, and onto the back straight. We are still P10, Albon is P9, Stroll in P8, Norris still in P7, who hasn't improved, and into the technical last corner, heavy braking. Let's see what we can do in this hairpin, getting out of this hairpin and taking it easy, not going onto the curb because it will slide us, and onto the last corner. What is going to be? It's P4. It's P4 for us, for our just behind Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen who was 9 tenths faster than Lewis Hamilton. So let's get into
Welcome to the Miami International
Autodrome,
home of the Miami Grand Prix. This exciting track circumnavigates the Hard Rock Stadium, home to the National Football League outfit, the Miami Dolphins. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long, and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Ali, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Perez, Norris, Stroll, Albon, Sainz, Tsunoda, Gasly, Ricciardo, Ocon, Leclerc, Bottas, Joe, Magnussen, and Logan Sargent. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. I don't want to, but we should look at their recent performances, and I think poor is a universal word to describe them. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information.
Okay, as you know, this is the team's home race, which means it's extra important for everybody in this team. They've got friends here, they've got family here, they're all in the grandstands watching. So let's go and put on a good show for them.
This is the team's home Grand Prix and we have to make something in this race. But let's see what we can do. With 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are a go for the Miami Grand Prix. Max Verstappen in front of Lewis Hamilton, but Lewis Hamilton hasn't got a good start. We are a little bit slow because we were just behind Alonso and George Russell and Piastri tried to overtake us, but we cut that whole curve there and still in front. George Russell still side by side with us trying to overtake us, and we see a carbon fiber flying there, and we have maintained a position into P4 just in front of Russell and Piastri, but I don't know how long we are going to keep that position because we use every bit of DRS, ERS we have, but Russell still behind us, still trying to overtake us, but into braking into that tight and twisty bit of the circuit. We are still in front of George Russell and Piastri. Let's see what we can do here. Taking onto the curb easy, onto the back straight. Can we hold on to the position? I don't think we will because we are one of the slowest car here. Can we keep this position? Our teammate is in almost last and we are here fighting in P4. Look at that. And Russell with ease has tried to overtake us into braking. We are with a little bit of damage both sides. We are still trying to overtake us, but Russell with superior grip, superior downforce has overtaken us and into lap 2. Look at that, Oscar Piastri with ease has also overtaken us, but we try to make something kind of a move onto him, but even with hard tires, Piastri has easily overtaken us. That's how much performance deficient we are than these cars. Perez going side by side with us. We are even with DRS, we are just slower than everyone else. And look at that, Perez into braking, just got behind, but now he's side by side. We have to give him room, and we go out of our way to give him room. And I think we have given him too much room, and he has overtaken us very easily. On to lap 3, Stroll has overtaken us, Sainz has overtaken us, and Norris also tries to overtake us. But we, with all the damage, we can try to almost get here, and Norris has now also overtaken us. We are in P10 from P4 in the span of 3 laps. We can't do anything at this point because there's so much deficient. We are so much deficient than everyone else here. The only thing we have is a better engine than these guys. Other than that, we are lacking in downforce in our chassis department. Our aerodynamics department is the worst on the whole grid. And look at that, Albon has overtaken us, Charles Leclerc has overtaken us, and Ocon has also overtaken us with ease there. See, look at that, without DRS, the deficiency in their engine doesn't matter because they have so much better downforce than we. They get that speed so easily, and we have to just tuck in behind here, keep doing the race. If we can get anything into the race, is a bonus here because we are the 8th or 7th best car on the grid, and the people behind us is just side by side with us. Albon and Ocon, they're going side by side there, and we are just trying to maintain any position we get because with DRS, even with DRS, we are not gaining. Actually, we are losing on the people behind from us, but we will keep racing here because our main goal is to keep this position, and our main concept will be to keep this position and try to fight after the stint, and we go out of the track there to keep the car from spinning because the car is bad, let me tell you guys. And with DRS, Sonoda has overtaken us, and Gasly has overtaken us, and Ricciardo is also trying to overtake us. And into braking, we are just trying to go side by side with Ricciardo touching Gasly there. We are just finding it so difficult to make any move in this race, to keep up position anywhere in this race, because these mediums are not working for us. These mediums are really bad tire for us right now. And on to lap 6, Ricciardo with DRS has again overtaken us with ease, and Bottas is also coming there. He has also overtaken us. And into braking, we are trying to overtake Bottas there and Ricciardo, but we haven't been able to make it still. But we have pushed Bottas out of the race, and they are on lap 7 again with the DRS. Zhou and Bottas will be able to overtake us with ease there. Look at that. See, Zhou again with ease has overtaken us, but Bottas also look at the speed these guys get, because they also are powered by Ferrari and we are also powered by Ferrari. So our engine is same as them. They are better in aerodynamics than us, and because of that they have more downforce than us. And on lap 12 I have decided to pit. Look at that. We are 3 seconds behind Sargent and 8 seconds behind our teammate. We are trying to get an undercut because of that, and we are going on to the hard tires to see if we get any kind of speed on these tires.
Right, let's go.
And we didn't get any kind of problem in this pit stop. And out of the pit stop, let's see if these hard tires can get me anything in this race. And on lap 13, Max Verstappen has come into the pits. Alonso and Hamilton has also come into the pits, but Perez is now leading with Piastri. Max Verstappen from the lead has come out of into P3. He is going to win this race with ease, as he always has. And on to lap 16, we are just side by side there, overtaking Sargent with a little bit of argy-bargy there, because these hard tires are so much better for us. And we have a yellow flag and yellow flag is for our teammate who is out of the session, out of the race with a mechanical failure. Oh, that's a really bad news for us, because if he gets any kind of mechanical failure, so might we also get a mechanical failure. But on to lap 17, we haven't got any mechanical failure, but we have got a red flag. We have a red flag, and I think it's because of our teammate. He stopped on the racing track, and because of that we have a red flag. And because, guys, I had so much amazing speed on these tires, I decided that we are going to continue on these hard tires. And for the second time, let's guys, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are a go for the second time in the Miami Grand Prix. And Bottas has a problem already on the start. Sargent getting an amazing start. We make a biggest dive from we can here, but we have made a less contact than we did on our first race. And after that we are in P15 with Albon, and we almost collected the other barrier. And Tsunoda with an amazing grip on those new soft tires has overtaken us. And Sargent also trying to overtake us, but we block him there. We are just using the curve as much as we can to keep the car here, because in a lap or two, guys, they are going to lose this tires, because mediums do not work in Miami. They overheat so quickly. It's really difficult to keep these tires. And on lap 21, see, we are now catching Albon. We have already overtaken Tsunoda. We are now catching Albon because the hard tires was so amazing for us. It was giving me grip everywhere. And Tsunoda tries to overtake us. They almost taken us out. And he taken his front wing out, and we get a 10-second penalty for that. I don't know, guys. I don't think we deserved a 10-second penalty for that, but because we were defending, we had a gap, a car's width left for Tsunoda, and he still got into us. But I still don't get it how we get a 10-second penalty for that. Because of this penalty, we will now have to go on to the soft tires because there will be no other chance. First, we are going to serve a 10-second penalty, and because of that, I think Sonoda will come out in front of us. But in safety car, we will catch up to the pack, and let's see if we can do anything good in this race with that extra 2-lap advantage on our soft tires. Let's get out of the pits and catch up to the pack. And on to lap 23, we have caught up to the pack. And on to coming out of the hairpin, we have been caught out by Sonoda for the restart. But still, we also have the same tire life as Sonoda, so we are going to keep it. We are right now in the last place, but we will make some overtakes because Bottas in front has some kind of issue, and we take that curve like that, and still we have some kind of yellow flag there, but that's not our problem. And into braking, we have overtaken Sonoda. Look at that, a brief period of green flag, and we have overtaken Sonoda there. And look at that, someone is retiring Alonso. Fernando Alonso is out of the race. That's a really big problem. And Bottas trying to defend against us, but we have a better tire, and here's some problem with all the ERS we got. We have overtaken him. Fernando Alonso, look at that, out of session, and because of that we have a safety car again. And this is going to save these people in front of us because they can keep their tires some extra life, and because of that we won't get much of a tire advantage here. And again into the hairpin, we again messed up. Safety car restart, but still we are going to keep pushing. We are going to keep pushing to get at least some position in this race, because we are at least 7th best car and the car in front is worse than us on paper, so we should be able to overtake him. And on to lap 27, we will try to overtake Joe. Look at that, we have so much better grip. Just going out of the track here, there a little bit, but still we have at least one warning left for us, so we are taking that warning with us and into the DRS zone. But we still do not have DRS activated. We are using every bit of battery we have to catch up to Joe so that we can do something into braking. And into braking, taking a big ass dive bomb, trying to make that biggest dive bomb, but being blocked by Logan Sargent there. But we are trying to deploy as much as we can, and into the hairpin, into braking, we are trying to make that work, and we have made it work. And we have not easily, but we have overtaken Joe there. And into lap 28, into braking, we are trying to make a dive bomb on Logan Sargent, but we have to keep it from making any contact with them. And we get a little bit of wheel spin going on to the last corner, and still we have overtaken him. And onto the last lap of the last back straight, Hamilton and Perez fighting, and Max Verstappen in front, Perez and Hamilton fighting side by side into braking on a hairpin. Max Verstappen has easily won the race, but it's going to be a photo finish for both of them, and Lewis Hamilton has won that from Perez and is into P2. Norris into P3, won against Charles Leclerc there, and we into P15 trying to make a dive bomb on Sargent. We weren't able to do anything, but still we are P15, from being P4 to P20 to P19 and then to P15. It's a really difficult day for us in this office. Max Verstappen won this race, but we have to think about this race because we were the worst car on the track, it looks like, and our teammate was out of the session, so we didn't even have a yardstick to know if we were too slow or too fast.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
And Max Verstappen won this race, Lewis Hamilton into P2 and Sergio Perez P3, Lando Norris was P4, and we were P17 including the whole weekend. We ended in P18 where we got crashed out by Pierre Gasly, and guys, well, we have won this rivalry because Kevin Magnussen was out of the session, and our experience is gone to P57. Our racecraft gone down, our awareness went up, and our pace gone down. So I understand why that happened, guys. But if you like this video, guys, please subscribe, tell me your feedback, and thank you for watching.